I really want to thank you for joining and supporting us. This is gonna be really good topic for everyone because sleep health is really important and better than me, Annie, she's gonna explain this in detail. Okay, so let's get started. Those who know me, or those who don't know me, I am Sophia Cecil. You are watching Time to Be Me webinar today, and this is gonna be really good topic to talk about because my sleep cycle has been messed up so much nowadays. But I'm trying to make a schedule and learn from Annie today. So I am a nutritionist, certified nutritionist. I am a business coach, wellness coach, whatever you want to name it. I personally, I had body to soul nutrition for more than 7 years by now, and I'm adding Herbalife product in my business for my clients, and it's been amazing journey. It's been more than 3 months by now, but um, I'm just loving it. This is my sole career by now, and I am just, having fun. And this is amazing team that you don't want to miss. Those who know Herbalife business, I don't have to tell you guys, but those who don't know, this is something that you are missing in your career, whether you are coming from I'm not here to talk about Herbalife only, but this is what I believe, and let's talk about that later in another session. But um, Annie Strode is my good morning and good evening, everyone. See, Annie Strode, she is entrepreneur. She is my mentor. She is a health and wellness coach. You name it, she is everything. She is this amazing human being, and I keep on learning and getting inspired from her every single day. And I thank you, Annie, for joining this webinar for today and accepting my request for sleep health. Because being an entrepreneur or being in quarantine overall, it's been a challenge to manage sleep health. So here I'm gonna welcome Annie Strode. Welcome, Annie.
Good morning, Sophia, and good evening, everyone. Thank you for having me in your Body to Soul Nutrition show this morning.
Yeah,
My
absolutely.
pleasure to be here and to join you.
Absolutely.
And
Thank
thank
you
you for
so
the
much.
nice and warm introduction.
Oh, absolutely. You are always welcome. So, what is your, I know it's been long journey for you in Herbalife, being entrepreneur or being health coach. How do you start? When did you start? And what is your eye-opening moment? Tell me about that.
Um, by the way, my name is Annie Ricaborda Strode, and I'm from Uzami City, Philippines. But now I am based in Makati, Philippines. And I have been with Herbalife for the last 16 years. So I'm a health and wellness coach, and then I'm an independent distributor of Herbalife Nutrition. So the opening moment was that when I used to work as an accountant. I am a certified public accountant, and I work from companies to companies, and I ended up kicking off my own boss. So it's really hard for me to work in an 8 to 5 job or a 9 to 6 job. That I was just thinking that job is like a job over broke, and I feel like that if I work hard, it's my boss who get rich, and it's not me. So a tragedy came to my life 16 years ago when my mom was diagnosed with colon cancer,
Mhm.
and she was sick just for 2 months. And having the financial strain of someone's very sick in the family, I realized that I need an extra income. And at the same time, that time I was looking for something to improve my health because my health has deteriorated. I have been very stressed, and I have been my youthful look has changed, and I was just everywhere, and I cannot function very much. I cannot function well because of that situation. So an adversity really pushed me to look for something. And then my friend invited me to an presentation, and that was basically about Herbalife. And not only that Herbalife company struck me most, but what struck me 16 years ago was the wellness revolution.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the wellness revolution was introduced by Paul Zane Pilser, that he was talking about the next big thing. The trend in the past was VHS, VCD, VCR, and fast food, and all this kind of business. And predicted that by the year 2010, what business that is booming is all about wellness. And with that in mind, I said, if I am gonna do something for business, it should be part on wellness. And another thing he thought about in that presentation, there was testimonials, and they were talking about passive income, royalties, work in the past, get paid in the future, and income will just come in. So being an accountant, I wasn't aware that that much about passive income and a royalty. It was only during the time that I was open to it. And I said, if I work for the next 5, 10, 15 active years of my life and I could retire early, this is a good way to earn an income. And then I won't wait till 65 or 70 till I retire. So that was just the thing that opened my eyes. So having known about compensation plan, marketing plan, and we know we have to live because we need to earn. So that's why I shifted to this business from being an accountant.
Absolutely. That's a wonderful story. And talk to me about your enrollment in the business. Like, I know your story a little bit of, your mother getting, when you when you sign in, and it was mother's funeral, something like that. Would you mind sharing that story to us?
As I had mentioned, when I came to Herbalife presentation, it was the day that my mom passed away. Because I will never entertain any invitation, any business opportunity or whatever, because I don't feel like it. But
Yeah.
that time, my friend not just drugged me, but she said to me, "You need this." And I was just open-minded, being broke, being upset and frustrated. I went in there, and I was just so excited. And that day is, I was so excited to see a new opportunity, and that was also the day that my mom passed away.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just like, it's now I would see it's a blessing in disguise. But during those time, it was really very hard. But the following day after that presentation, I did join in the business and thinking that I'm gonna do this part time, and at the same time, I'm still gonna do my work being an accountant. As I said, I need to have more income.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah,
So whatever adversity, whatever I went through during that time, it doesn't hinder me to make a new decision for my life.
absolutely. And that's what one thing I admire you, because you just recently lost your husband also, and you are keep on going for that. I don't want to remind all that and past incident, but you are the inspiration for me, because looking at you, to me, I couldn't do that. I can't imagine how you are maintaining all that. So kudos to you, because it just recently happened, and you have that smile on your face all the time, and keep on inspiring us. I don't want you to talk about it. I don't want you to get emotional on this, but if you want to add anything, feel free.
It's just that life offers you adversities, and life is just like a ball. It makes you go up. Sometimes you're down, and sometimes you're up again. Sometimes you're frustrated, sometimes you're happy. But it just what matters is how you deal it with your heart. It doesn't mean that these people are suffering or these people are living a good life, that they don't have their own problems. It depends on your own emotions, on your own heart, how you handle it. And for me, having through so much pain, especially battling through a death of a loved one, I had disciplined my disappointments and frustrations. That's the big thing for me. I need to keep the smile on my face. I need to keep the fire burning, and I need to move on because they're not coming back. My mother, when she left, she won't come back. When my husband died 18 months ago, I know he's not coming back. So who will lose? It's just me. So in the end, I will lose. So I have realized all with all this past situation that I need to really move on and move up and move on.
Absolutely, absolutely, and I completely agree with that. And I'll learn something. Absolutely, I'm learning every day from you for that. Also, it's not only coaching and business. So, what keeps you moving? Like, what keeps you going? It's extraordinary life you have. You lost your mom, you lost your husband, you are living by yourself, and you keep on going. And you think that Herbalife team is your family every single day with that smile and enthusiasm. So, talk to me about that.
I always have my own goals, big goals and small goals. And once I hit that part of my bucket list, I have to take it out and I make another goal and I have to reach a big dream. So time and again, I have to review my dreams and goals. And I have to, with all the frustrations I've been through, I need to find an inspiration to keep me going.
Mhm.
So one thing is my dreams and goals makes me inspired. And when you are also happy with what you are doing, it's not really work at all. So if you are, I'm talking of about doing what I did for the last 16 years, and I am content and happy. It doesn't sound work for me because when I am into this business and I got into help a lot of people change their lives, change their lifestyle, change their eating habits, it's a fulfillment for me. And one person I change every single day or time and again, it makes me thankful and grateful for the opportunity, and it pumps me up to continue because some people are happy with what I do. So
Yeah.
it's like there small stepping stones are the people that I have helped, and when they are happy and content, I am also. So I just have to fuel that now and again with that kind of inspiration. So that makes me continue and go on and on and on. And of course, given the Herbalife opportunity, I had the opportunity to travel
Yeah.
abroad, locally, and internationally. And this has been my outlet. I cannot stay in one place. I need to get out of where I live. I need to travel. And that's what really inspired me because I'm always looking forward.
Mhm.
The thing about pay it forward to the people that all I learn, I have to give it back to the people, and all I get, I have to travel to reward myself as well, so I can move on, come back, recharge, and then continue again, and then travel again.
Ab- Absolutely.
Unfortunately, not this time.
Yeah, absolutely. You have big heart. You have very big heart, and you take care of people. You take care of us. You take care of your community. So, despite all this, mess happen. But you know what? How do you start your day? How do you, you know, start your day, and how do you get motivated yourself, because you need somebody to take care of you, and you don't have that. In spite of us, I try to reach out to you whenever you need me, but what keeps you going in the first thing in the morning?
I have to pray a lot, and I get closer to God, and I always listen to inspirational audio of Joel Osteen, and I have motivational videos before I get up. It's either I have to pray, it's always pray, and then I have to plan my day, then get up and start with my healthy breakfast, and then just continue as the day goes by, and it has to be planned for the day.
Yeah.
And then I have to chuck in exercise every other day. So it gives me positive hormones all the time, and something's missing if I don't exercise, and if I cannot eat well, the healthy meal, the clean eating meal, I don't feel good. So I feel it. So I have to do it every single day, and it's important that you have to love yourself, which I do to myself.
Absolutely.
Been married, and what most people say that they have kids, I would agree that sometimes you also forget yourself.
Absolutely.
But it's always important, whether you're single or married or you have kids, you always have to love yourself,
Yeah.
always and always.
Absolutely, yeah. Tell me about it because I just have a small kid, and uh, my lifestyle is just everywhere. My schedule is just upside down. So yeah, I completely understand that. And what do you give advice to those, especially mothers? What kind of advice, like they have a lot of thing going on in their plate, so many thing in their plate, and they are just busy, and they have a lot of hats on, wife, sister, daughter, mother, you name it, right? So we have a lot of hats. So what do you give it to, what advice give it to
Well,
people?
I do salute mothers. That's the only job that has no day off,
Yeah,
first thing. And then you have a husband to take care, or the husband takes care of the wife, so a spouse to take care. You have kids to take care, either it's one or two, but one kid is like maybe 10 when the kid acts. And then you have career, and apart from those, housewives. But those who are career woman, and then career men who do their work, and then they have kids, and they have spouse, and they have troubles with both sides of the family, it's really a big job.
yeah,
So it is really a challenge. That's why I always have to go back to taking care of yourself so that you can prioritize things. Once you fuel yourself with the energy, the mental boost, the good nutrition, the good health, and then your brain will also function well, and your body will function well, because once you have fuel your body right, then everything will just follow. You're mentally alert, you're physically active, and you can focus, and you are very determined to what you do, and you can handle everything basically.
hmm,
So it's just like housewives and mom are like you, Sophia. It's just like super mom.
yeah,
I cannot imagine the stress. I only had a family for my side and my husband before, and with him, I am all over the place. I feel like, oh my God, what more if you have kids? So it's really a tough job. So I
absolutely.
would understand. So it's just about handling the situation and management of your time, and also the stress.
What do you
So
give to what advice would you give to those who wants to do business, like especially mothers like me?
there are two things in business. Either you can do a traditional one, or you can do a business that will give you passive income. I'm not into job anymore, because job has a good salary and a good payout. But the thing with job, you will get the certain pension when you retire. And if you are not good in your money management, you will be broke when you're old.
Mhm.
And granting you are old, then you get a certain amount of pension, but you are also sick. So we go through the process of aging, and how much can you spend for that for that time of your life when you were 60, 70? You cannot just ask from your kids or your grandkids for support. So it's an awful experience. So, but that depends on the individual. So I would do suggest, if you want to earn more income, and get involved in a business that will give you a passive income or a royalty based income, or do some investments. These are passive income when you are young now, and so that when you retire, you can still enjoy life. You can travel the world, and you don't have to rely on family to give you
Somebody else.
support, or government, or pension. But you have to live a good life, because we don't know which year and how many years we are going to live.
Right.
So that's basically it. So just don't be scared to start something, and it has to start with an end in mind. So when your mind is in the ending, that I have, like I
think of myself that when I grow old, this is the end, and I have to live a life, and I have money, and I am comfortable and all. That's why I work hard now while I'm still able.
Right, absolutely.
So just take a leap and never be scared of what you do,
Absolutely. I completely agree with that. And
and just look for the best opportunity. So
yeah,
everyone, yeah.
always compare. Yeah, always shop around first before you jump into the business for sure, because it's something that you want to spend your entire life on. You want to focus on. So absolutely. And especially for those young generation out there, I wish I got this opportunity probably 10 years before. I would save a lot of time and effort. But again, I'm thankful for all this, experience I had in my life to be able to recognize the importance and value of this business now. So I don't have no regrets for sure. And for your topic for today, before going to the topic, do you want to talk anything regarding women who wants to do business and self sufficient financially? I know I needed to talk to you about this. And being a woman, we kind of we have old concept in a way that we kind of rely on somebody else to fulfill our dreams, especially when you are occupied with your family, taking care of your kids and family, and you kind of get distracted with your career. And what advice would you give to the women who wants to grow, break out that wall, break out that ceiling, and say, time to be me? What advice would you give?
It depends, I think, when with the culture you're in, but and your upbringing. But like in the Philippines, I know for a fact, or maybe you're in Europe or in the US. But I think it depends on the individual now, because in the past it says that Philippine the women has to stay at home, to take care of the husband, to take care of the kids, and there's also women that doesn't want to do that, and basically they don't want to be domesticated, they just want to have a career.
Actually,
So
sorry for
yeah,
interruption, but women concept has been very slowly changed. In the United States, yes,
yeah,
women work, but that concept, after having a baby, probably my husband will take care of me. That kind of concept is still here. That's why
mm,
women, as a whole, I would like to, represent as a women, not only underdeveloped country like Nepal or Philippines, whatever, but developed country women are also thinking like that. I mean, there are so many. I mean, just like you said, there are category of women who thinks differently now,
mm,
because we are kind of leader of the family, and kind of we have to push ourselves. But those women, we are talking about entire world, right? So
yeah.
what advice would you give to them who wants
There
to?
should be equality when you for the couple, for when you raise a family, it should be a division of finance, a division of labor, and this is true in Europe as well. That this culture has been more predominant, that women and men work, and men and women also work the same in the house. The only difference is that the women is the one who gave birth, and
Right,
it's not an excuse for woman not to work.
absolutely.
So if a woman is working and has a career, it would boost your self-esteem. It makes you grow as a person, and you won't be stagnant. Unlike if you are just staying in a house, or you're just a housewife. I have nothing against housewives, but I noticed that those who stayed in the house and doesn't have their own career, their brain will also get stuck and they don't grow. And 5 years, 10 years down the line, their mental capacity is different when they started to raise their family.
Right,
So I would really suggest that for women, even if it's just like a part-time career, don't be dependent with the husband or the of your man or your partner. Do something, because I myself, I was never dependent to anyone. And I have my own ego, especially when I got married to a British. And this is true, just to share you.
Yeah.
I haven't told you this, Sophie, even personally. But when I got married to a British, I have here Ate Annie. Thank you for joining from UK. When I got married to a British citizen, they thought that I am for like money. And I said to myself, excuse me, you don't know me, you don't know I have a career and I have been very independent all my life. I have been spending money for myself, and I have been earning and doing the hard work. So it hits my ego. So I always stand for being an independent woman, and I don't like being called as a dependent to someone else. So I would also encourage women that if a person like me can do it, why can't you? So, and especially if you are housewives, do something. I don't like the fact also that when you heard housewives that they have to wait for their husband to give them a little amount of money for something, and it sounds pathetic. I don't like it. So try to make a living for yourselves, and even to support your family as well. So we have the women rights, and in fact, just before the pandemic, I had attended also a seminar about women becoming a CEO in companies because they are being discriminated because they said CEO should be men, and it was a global discussion. So I was just consciously listening, and I said, no, I want to argue, but of course women has the same, and there are more. I'm a woman, and they have more bright ideas, they have more thinking than a man, that a man cannot also think. But that's a lot of discussion also, Sophie.
Yeah, we will talk about that in another webinar. We have a special topic now for that topic.
Yeah.
But thank you for sharing. And first of all, I would not say that is your ego. Ego is negative term, right? So I would consider that as your ambition, because that's something that you want to do for yourself. You know, that's self-satisfying, and that's something you want to do for your generation, your offspring, your kids. So thank you for sharing, even though that was out came from out of blues. But anyways, I know you can't wait for your special topic for today, and just take it away. Stage is yours, and have fun and just enjoy. Let me share your screen, by the way.
Okay, so thank you for that question and answer, Sophia. It's not what I expected, and that's an interesting thing to discuss as well. But I'm gonna focus on about sleep health. So to those who are listening from Herbalife, you know that I have been training people for Herbalife in retailing, doing business and everything, weight loss, weight gain, weight maintenance, Herbalife products and all, but sleep health hasn't been touched yet. So this is basically my first time to talk about sleep health. And although in minority, I have shared to everyone that when you are lacking sleep, it's always there's always factor that affects your weight loss. So it slows down your metabolism, and when you lack the sleep, you get tired and you have low energy, and then your body cannot metabolize the fats, and then you basically gain more weight. So there's a challenge for those who had been sleeping in daytime for their naps, sleeping in between, sleeping less at nighttime, and those working night shift in BPO or call center and all this kind of work, and even those working now online with different time zone. So it's been a challenge for everyone about sleep. And with that thing in mind, I have also researched for more about sleep, and only to find out that it has a lot of lists that can affect our health, affect our mental health, and all. So if you look at Google now, the number one Google actually said that the number one most abused term now, or most searched term, is sleep and insomnia. Okay, so insomnia and lack of sleep. Okay, so just a few presentation. This is just very quick to give you an idea. I suggest you can screenshot whatever you want from this 15 slides. Okay, so there are 4 stages of increasingly deep sleep. Okay, number 1 is your body temperature drops. You may notice that you either go to 1, 2, 3, 4 straight away, or it's just that up to number 2, and then you also wake up again. So some people are like that. So when your muscle relax, then you wake up. And the next one is the third flow is the heart rate and breathing slow. And the next one is physiological changes that help boost system functioning. Okay, so if you go through this 1 to 4, you really have the deep sleep. The next. But the other sleep category, REM, rapid eye movement sleep, is the period when people dream. Body temperature, blood pressure, heart rate, and breathing increase to levels measured when people are awake. REM sleep enhances physiological learning and memory, physical learning and memory, and contributes to emotional health in complex ways. Okay, next please. Okay, so as again I have mentioned that sleep disruption turned out to be a global problem because of the pandemic for the last 5 months. So this has been a most searched term that people are looking for insomnia, they're looking for can't sleep, they're looking for remedies of sleep, and they're looking for ways to alleviate depression because this has been a problem since the pandemic hit. Next. Next, please. So what affects our sleep routine? Okay, so I think almost everyone is into this. It's either because they have their own career or they have been doing so many things or they don't know what's happening with the lockdown and all. So these are the factors. These are excessive screen time, too much Netflix, too much movie, too much YouTube, too much watching on the screen. So really you have a lot of times with your laptop or your phone. And then also different food habits. So everyone's like having feast every day. They're eating this, they're eating that, and then it's like party all the time. Although some people doesn't have much to eat, and they're spending so much money on panic buying that leads to panic eating. And then you realize that you're already gaining so much weight. Okay, and then with that kind of habit of eating disorder, then it affects your sleep. Okay, so no schedule for or less physical activity. Okay, so your routine was really disrupted because it's different. So the sudden change in routine and extra hours. Okay, so you don't know you've been spending at home 24 hours, so you think you have so much time and you don't know what's going on. Okay, so this is triggered by a difference in between our body clock and modern lifestyle, which have become more unhealthy during the lockdown. Okay, which have become more imposing and unhealthy during the lockdown. Next, please. Okay, so there is also a so-called social jet lag. So if you thought jet lag could happen only on long overhaul flights, you have to think again. If the pandemic has a toll on your sleeping pattern, you have a jet lag which could affect other aspects of health and life. So social jet lag, now it's a sleep jet lag. Okay, so who's suffering that? You don't need to answer me yes or no, but I hope some people in your family are not suffering this. Next, please. So the effects of lack of sleep. So basically, if you don't have the right sleep at night, or if you're sleeping daytime and you don't have the enough sleep, which is 7 to 9 hours for like us adults, the following day it makes you groggy, lethargic, irritable, stressed out, unhappy, and tired. A mismatch in sleep time has health repercussions. It is mentally strenuous with the overburdening work, home chores, and staying safe from the disease, leading to mental health issues as well. It has immediate effects on your hormones, and it can also cause weight gain and increase risk in both adults and children. It also affects your exercise performance and brain function. Next, please. So on the other hand, sleeping longer, because you think you have so much time, when you sleep longer, your sleep quality also is distorted and it makes people see weird dreams and nightmares. Survey found interesting observation that women get better sleep than men. Why would that be? Because maybe women are working more, thinking more, and doing more. So I don't know. Okay, just saying that that kind of thing. But men basically are just focused on working, earning a living, and sometimes they don't do much in the house work and all. But it's more of women who do it.
Do
Next,
multitask.
please.
So
Okay. So the common disorders of lack of sleep. So if it's not, you don't have to take it lightly. That when you don't sleep well, it's okay. Okay. There are disorders that can lead to physical problems and would really require medication. Okay. So disorders include obstructive sleep apnea, disordered breathing that causes multiple awakenings and disrupted sleep patterns. Even snoring is a symptom for this that could be a sign of hypertension. So check your partner, your spouse, your family members in the house. If they are snoring, they should be checked and you should do something for it. That's not really good. Obesity and a large neck can contribute to sleep apnea. And if snoring persists, you consult a physician. Okay, so various movement syndromes and pleasant sensations that prompt to night fidgeting. So you keep tossing and turning in bed all the time. That's already a disorder. And narcolepsy, extreme sleepiness, or falling asleep suddenly during the day. Okay, and then depression. 65 to 90% of adults and 90% of children has some kind of sleep problem. It sets the stage for negative thinking and also emotional vulnerability. So some people think that they're just depressed over something because of the situation of the pandemic, but you don't know that it's just because you lack sleep. Okay, so mental health, psychological state, and psychiatric disorders. This you have to be very careful. Okay, because sleep affects our brain and mental health. Sleep problems are particularly common in patients with anxiety, depression, bipolar disorder, and even ADHD. And then bipolar disorder, 23 to 78% of patients sleep excessively. That's also hypersomnia. So we are aware of insomnia. Now you should be aware that there is also hypersomnia. Okay, sleeping too much, just sleeping through the day all the time. Okay, next please. So another disorder is increased risk of obesity in children is 89% and adults 55%. Increased risk of developing heart disease and type 2 diabetes. And insufficient sleep impairs the body's ability to use insulin, which can also lead to an onset of diabetes. So when people are injecting the insulin with their diabetes issue, so that's also just starting because of a lack of sleep. So sleep deprivation is linked to obesity and high blood pressure, negative mood and behavior, decreased productivity, and safety issues in the home, on the job, and on the road. And I'm always going back to the fact that it is linked to obesity because when people lack sleep, you are low energy, your metabolism is down, and then when your metabolism is down, then you cannot burn fats. That's why if you are increasing and increasing, and later on you become overweight and obese. So just go back to sleep and everything is in order with your life. Okay, so these are the benefits if you sleep well. So I have, if you can even search in Google or any different books, you can list down at least 70 to 100 disorders about lacking sleep. And you think it's just normal? No. So that's why it's very important to go to sleep. Next, please. So these are the benefits also if you are having a good sleep. Okay, when you exercise proper sleep, it fosters mental functioning and emotional resilience. Okay, so you're not irritable anymore and you are mentally focused and nice. You become nicer. And then that's why it's basically good to stay away from people who doesn't sleep well because it's very dangerous. Okay, and then better productivity, concentration, and cognition, lower weight gain risk, and better calorie regulation, greater athletic performance intensity. Your body also heals and rejuvenates during sleep. So if you want to look young, you have to sleep well. You don't have the eye bags, so you can sleep well. Okay, so it gives you more energy, better coordination, faster speed, and it can help you eat less. exercise better, and be healthier. Because the thing is, if you also lack the sleep, the following day you just have to eat and eat. Okay, but if you have good sleep, you eat less and you eat the normal meal enough for the day. Having good sleep lower the risk of heart disease as getting adequate rest each night allows the body's blood pressure to regulate itself. Then more social and emotional intelligence to avoid issues with recognizing other people's emotions and expressions. It prevents depression, lower inflammation or the inflammatory bowel diseases that affects people's gastrointestinal tract, and you have a stronger immune system. Sleep helps the body repair, regenerate, and recover. Better sleep can help the body fight off infection. And this is happening now that we are in lockdown, in quarantine with this pandemic issue, that people are so concerned about vitamin C, vitamin D, zinc, selenium, whatever, and they forgot that the sleep is very important for your immune system. Okay, so immune system includes a lot of things. So just go back to have a good sleep, and your body is repairing all the time, and it helps you fight also the pandemic, the COVID. Next, please. Okay, so what to do if you have basically not sleeping well? So be aware of this. So what you have to do to improve sleep health? Okay, so sleep is one thing you should not compromise. It's crucial to have a set schedule in place, ensure you have a rich diet, clock in physical activity, and limit your exposure to the screen. Okay, detoxing is important as well. Okay, so if you are basically eating through the whole day and you're just sitting down, not burning anything, basically what you intake is just there and it wasn't consumed because you're not doing any work. So sleep is really difficult. So you might as well uh, calorie in and also calorie out. So you have to balance out what you do for the day so you can have a good sleep at night. Next, please. So what to do to improve sleep health? Take note of this. Increase bright light exposure during the day. So if you are living in a house that is always dim and dark, it's like always nighttime in your house, even if it's daylight outside, it's not also good. Okay, so you have to increase bright light. And then sometimes you have to go out of your house and see bright light. Okay, so as an exercise for your eyes as well. And there is also the so-called circadian rhythm. It is when the brain, body, and hormones help you stay awake and telling your body when it's time to sleep. Okay, so when sometimes you realize that it's 12 o'clock, my body is sleepy now, then you sleep. Okay, and sometimes you realize even if it's if you sleep late, you still wake up at 6 because that's your wake up time. So just be aware of this rhythm or your body clock as well. So try getting daily sunlight exposure or bright light exposure 2 hours a day minimum. Okay, so that's when also you get the vitamin D outside. Don't consume caffeine late in the day as it stimulates your nervous system and may stop your body from naturally relaxing at night. So 6 hours before bedtime, no more caffeine, especially for those caffeine sensitive. But although I'm aware that some people, they can take in caffeine, they can take tea before bedtime, and they're still good and they sleep well. Okay, but I would also suggest if you are a tea drinker, you can drink your chamomile tea, and it helps you relax and you sleep well. And then no nicotine. It is a stimulant which speeds heart rate and thinking. Okay, and then reduce irregular or long daytime naps, and then sleep and wake at consistent times, and observe sleep hygiene, and also take food supplements. So if you have other food supplements, you can take that, and it's good also for those from America, and in UK they have the Herbalife Sleep Now food supplement, and they have also Relax Now food supplement, which is very good. In the Philippines, we only have our vitamins and minerals to help you sleep well, and we have also our Nightworks, okay, and we have the Herbalife line for the omega-3 to help with those who have sleeping disorders. That's basically what I give to my clients who are having health problems. And do not drink alcohol before bedtime. Although it's true that alcohol initially depresses the nervous system, which helps some people fall asleep, but the effect wear off in a few hours, and just people just wake up. Okay, and then sometimes you wake up with a hangover or a headache, and then it's so hard to sleep again. Next, please. Okay, so what else you need to do? So you have to optimize your bedroom environment, minimize external noise, light, and make sure it's quite relaxing, clean, and an enjoyable place. Set your bedroom temperature as well. It may not be too cold or not too hot, just to get you to have a straight 7 to 8 hours of sleep. And never eat late in the evening, like 3 hours before bedtime. You have to stop eating. Okay, and relax and clear your mind in the evening, like having relaxing music, reading a book, or you have a hot bath, meditating, keep deep breathing and visualization, or hot water on your face, on your feet, or a foot bath. Okay, try to avoid your mobile phone 15 minutes before bedtime. And when you wake up, also stay away from your phone like 15 minutes. So, because these are all radiation. Okay, so get a comfortable bed, mattress, and pillow. People sleep better in a hotel apart from it is a relaxing environment. Choose bed quality to avoid joint and back pains. Okay, and then exercise regularly, but not before bedtime. When you exercise, it increases your metabolism. So you have to exercise like midday or late in the afternoon if you are sleeping at night time, so you can sleep better. This is science-backed ways to improve sleep and health. Okay, so when you exercise, your body also is relaxed, and then you can sleep better. And also, do not drink too much liquids before sleeping to avoid excessive urination 1 to 2 hours before bedtime. And I know for a fact, for those who are trying to lose their excess weight, and then they have been drinking water even 4 hours before bedtime, they already stopped, but they have been drinking water through the day, and it is hard for them to not to urinate at night. Okay, but you cannot avoid that. You have to bear with it, but you have to adjust your body as well. That when you wake up, you just have to go back to bed straight away. Do not touch your phone. Okay, just go toilet and then come back and then go back to sleep, because this is a challenge mostly for people who are trying to lose weight, because they are getting rid of a lot of toxins and water retention. And also meditation, guided imagery, deep breathing, exercise, and progressive muscle relaxation. And also lifestyle changes, behavioral strategies, and psychotherapy. Okay, all this can improve sleep health. Next, please. Okay, so the sleep requirement table. So where are you here? Okay, I think we are all adults, 18 to 60 years old. You need 7 hours of sleep minimum. Okay, and then newborn, 14 to 17 hours, because they are on developing stage. Infants, 4 to 12 months, 12 to 16 hours. Toddlers, 11 to 14 hours. Preschool kids, 10 to 13 hours. School age, 6 to 12 hours. And teenagers, 8 to 10 hours. Adults, 7 hours minimum. And 61 to 64 years old, 7 to 9 hours. 65 years old and above, 7 to 8 hours. Okay, so although some adults are okay with the 6 hours of sleep, that's still okay. But I would suggest you do for the 7 hours of sleep, because it is true for me. I cannot be okay with only 6 hours of sleep. I need 7. Okay, so I think some adults are the same as well. Next, please. This is suggested. This hours of sleep should be solidly straight.
Yeah. Okay, I want to add something in here, Annie. So newborn, especially their brain is developing. That's why they need that much of time for sleep. So basically, for adult also, it's for your brain rejuvenating, like charging your battery, so that brain can function well. That's why you feel better and you feel healthier. That's why this is the difference between time for newborn to adult. Okay.
Okay. So that's the required solid sleep per day and per night, and it is said solid. So that's when I said that there's a challenge if you are working night shift and then you're awake and then daytime you go home and sleep, because it's different to sleep in the daytime. So, and then I also noticed that if I deal with clients who are working at night shift or in BPO, there's something different. So I'm just sorry to say, but there's something different with everything, and it's a lot of challenge, because they have something is different from their mental capacity compared to those who are really having a good night's sleep. Okay, so as I have mentioned in the beginning about lack of sleep effect. So I would suggest also for those who are working night shifts to really try to find ways to get work that is to get a job or a business that will let you work solidly daytime and not nighttime, because 5 to 10 years down the line you may be good, but when you age it will have an impact on your health. That's just a suggestion. So, and of course, good laugh and a long sleep are the two best cures. So you said laughter is the best medicine, but having a good sleep is another one as well. So just keep smiling, have a good sleep, and you will be okay. So next, please. And I think that's the end of my presentation. And thank you for listening to me, and thank you for joining. I hope you're learning something. And now back to you, Sophie.
I'm sure they are learning, Annie, and I learned so much from you also. All these tips, and taking the phone away from the bed, and drinking less water throughout the night so that you don't have to wake up too often. Especially those, because I worked in health department before, and I know that pregnancy, postpartum time, it's especially challenging for pregnant women, especially. They have to keep going to bathroom, but with even if they don't drink too much of water. But here's the thing: they are getting too much of thirstier so much during night also. So their sleep cycle messed up a little bit here and there, and their brain is like everywhere because of the hormonal disbalance. It's like going up and down so much. So yeah, that's a good suggestion not to drink too much of water before going to bed. But like before, about 2 hours before, try not to drink too much of water, so that your sleep cycle will not be messed up. And this is something I need to do on myself, how to make a schedule uh, for myself, so that my sleep cycle will not be disturbed so much. Because I think it's this enthusiasm of this business. Once I started this business, it's like I have so much thing in my mind, and somebody recommended me to jot down everything on the piece of paper, whatever you have in your mind, just like as a mirror. You are talking to yourself, just put it down in your paper or computer. That's what I'm doing, practicing nowadays, and it's being really helpful. Not only for entrepreneurs, but for those moms, and to anybody, especially anyone right now in quarantine. You can just type it and put that in the paper, whatever, just take it out of your brain so that you feel relaxed. You have saved so much energy to rethink once again before going to bed. And even if you are on a bed, you are kind of thinking like, I have so much thing going on today, and I'm still thinking about planning for tomorrow, and your brain never get relaxed to go to sleep. So I think that's a great idea to just write it down, and then just have peace of
With that, Sophie, I think correct me if I'm wrong, but man and woman is different, because
mind.
I noticed that men can just shut up their brain and they can go to sleep, but women, their brain is just everywhere, and it's really hard time for them to shut down the thinking and the mindset and
Well,
everything. I don't know if that's true too, because that's my experience with my husband before. He
yeah,
just sleep, and my mind is all over the place.
right.
And he told me just try to switch it off. I said it's difficult to switch off my brain, but
Yeah.
it's just him. It's just done, finished, and he go to sleep.
Yeah, my husband does that too, but I'm not sure with every man. I'm not, gonna talk about every man out there. There might be some who does same thing like us, but the majority, I would say so, because women has, like I said, it's so much thing going on in their brain, and this is probably lacking and that's probably lacking. But I would agree with that in most of the part.
Actually, it's like saying that if you have sleep disorder, my husband told me in the past that you just count 1 to 10, 1 to 100 until you sleep.
Until
Switch off your brain and count one, and then I realized up to 20, I'm already dozing.
it
Because
doesn't.
in Europe, they just count ships.
Uh,
Count how many ships in your mind, and then you're asleep. You're asleep then.
that's what David does too, but it doesn't work for me. You know, but it did work when I start writing down everything. You know, because I have million things in my head, and you know, even if it's like a one paragraph, it's more than enough for me to have peace of mind. Like, okay, I have something in my head. I will not forget it tomorrow. You know, I know I can keep going after writing that down. Maybe that is goal. Maybe that's a plan. Maybe whatever happened today, entire day, and you know it keep on bothering me. Maybe you're not happy of that day. You know, so I think that that helped me. That might help others also try to practice that. But anyways, anybody has you have anything to say, Annie?
I got here a question, Sophia, from Christina. So she's asking, it's not about sleep. She said, being one of our leaders, who do you look up for inspiration, Ma'am Ani, one of our leader. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
so I everybody needs mentor
Mm-hmm.
because the mentor brings out the best in you, and the mentor is the one who motivates you and who even believes and trusted you more than you trust yourself. So ever since when I started doing my business, I always have my mentoring through my own sponsors in the business, um, different mentors. So I have different phases of mentorship, different leaders that taught me. And recently, when I was married, my husband was really my 7-year coach, my mentor, and it's like mentally, emotionally, uh, fitness. He's my fitness coach, so he always teach me. And sometimes, I would say a stubborn one. Sometimes I wouldn't say yes immediately, but I do listen. Okay, I have the heart of listening, although sometimes it takes a while because when I listen to someone saying me these things, I have to understand and rationalize that I like what he or she said to me and then apply it. Once I don't understand what he is trying to push or to tell me, I don't really follow. So I always think first before I follow what is my mentor saying to me. And recently, for the last 3 years, I have been looking up to Hayden and Michelle Season. You know, some of you knows them, the leaders of Herbalife Philippines, and I do look up at them. Sometimes they give me unsolicited advice and information that makes me angry or not, but I take it because they are really seeing things ahead of me because they are earning this much multiple times more than me, and they also have the experience in life. So I will always look up to them. And looking at it, everything is just universal in business and in life. And even I get to be motivated by Jim Rohn. So every day in the house, I always have Jim Rohn or Joel Osteen or Marcus, our Herbalife founder, or I have some Christian music. So I always have, even if I'm not listening, so it just keep on playing and playing while I'm also working. And I also have, I interact with friends. When I have to surround my life with positive friends and successful people, I don't want to be around negative ones. I had already a lot of negativity from, of course, some people who joined in the business, new ones, and people around you in your community, and also
Oh,
I choose who to associate as well. So I have to be fired up and positive all the time.
oh yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
negativity, we don't have to search, we don't have to look for it. It's
yeah.
always included. But you know, sorting that out and finding a good community around you is very important. which I learned very recently, so that your brain will not be too distracted, too negative, and you will not be self-sabotaging. You will feel proud whatever you are doing. If you are positive, if you know that you are going to the right direction. So thank you for that question, Christina.
And also, in addition to that, Sophie, when you are, as again I mentioned to you earlier, that if you are doing your work that is fun and you are happy with it, it's not really work. I get inspiration from all of my members, like even one of you, Christina here, and all the members here who are in Herbalife, and even those who are old and new with Herbalife. I get inspired with them. So if I have to tell everyone the story of this person and anyone of you here, it already inspired me. And like I talk to each one and I get to know their story, and then they're so grateful how I have in any way contributed to changing their lives, changing their mindset and whatever. I would be very grateful already because I have contributed to someone something. So it's always an inspiration for me to give that. And I even thought, knock on wood, but when I am my own legacy, when I go in the future, it's just like I want to be remembered by having taught a person some value and something good to their lives. So
Absolutely.
that's always my inspiration.
Absolutely. And that's exactly, your thought and your thought process and mine is so similar. I want to be remembered. I want to contribute more to my community. I want to do, my best. I want to give whatever I have achieved, as a knowledge, as experience to my community. So I think that's what make us like have a good bonding. And I understand your thought process, and I respect that. Because we are everybody has their unique way and approach to do things differently. But the thought process, if that matches of your mentee and mentor, and that's the best way. That's confirmation is like so solid. So that's why I completely understand your perspective on this. How you feel about giving to your community, whatever you have, and that bonding between you and community. It's just amazing. um,
And another thing, Sophie, I also would like to say to Christina as well. I don't have time for emotional breakdown or emote. I don't want to emote and all this. I don't have time for that. I am more 98% solution to any problem and 2% problem. Okay, so I don't want to dwell on problem. I don't want to focus on a bad situation because it just like it destroys myself.
yeah.
So as I have mentioned to you, I fueled my pain for the last 18 months. I really spent a lot of time just working, doing positive things, mentoring myself. When my husband left, because I don't want to have even a single second or a minute to think of him and to realize how painful it was. So I just have to continue because I cannot turn back the clock. Okay, so I channel my frustrations right to becoming more successful and helping more people. So that's what I do. So that's why for the last 18 months, I'm doing really so many things
Yeah.
that I know for a fact I am guilty to what I've been sharing to you now about sleep health. But I also am guilty because I haven't done it so much for myself, the 7 hours sleep, that I have tried to compensate it in daytime and on weekends to have more sleep because I always have to have that kind of discipline.
Yeah.
So I am that person who are always geared for success, geared for solving problem and becoming a solution to the community, not another problem.
Yeah.
Okay, from my own self. So
Absolutely.
that's why I always do that and always think that way.
Perfect. Yes. Incredible. Incredible. It's just pumped me up. Keep me going. That's why, I admire you, and how you think. And, it's just match to my thought process again. So I'm just blessed. Well, thank you for all this beautiful gift for our audience. I hope everybody enjoy this webinar today and learn something from Annie. And I hope somebody is writing down. Everybody is writing down the tips that she gave it to us today. So thank you again for your time, and thank you for agreeing to be part of Time to Be Me webinar. Thank you, everyone.
My pleasure, Sophia, and thank you so much. And thank you, and it has been a pleasure working with you for the last three months or so. So it's been a roller coaster of journey, but I'm glad to be working with you as well. So thank you everyone for joining. Thank you for listening. I hope you're learning something. So have a good sleep and have a good luck.
Yeah.
Good night.